I'm going to have to tell you, I have been wasting way too much time. Do you ever get in that kind of funk? And you realize when you look back over your week that you've wasted a lot of time. And time is not something that you should be wasting. So I have to look at what I've been doing and really rebudget my time. Now, when I can get stressed, anxious, I find that's when I waste my time, because I kind of withdraw into myself and I want to just close the rest of the world off. Maybe I just don't want to deal with some of the things in my life. Maybe that's what the problem is. And now I know everybody has the same 24 hours a day. We do. Why do some people get so much more done? Now, I have always prided myself in being a go-getter, getting things done. And the last few months, I have been withdrawn. And when I look, and there's days that I don't make a list because I have always been a list maker, I realize that I got to step back and I got to look at what I'm doing. How many minutes, hours am I spending on my phone, on the computer, watching TV? How much time do I work? How much time do I garden? How much time do I shop? How am I breaking up my 24 hours? This can be a problem. Seriously. For me, for you, for anybody. And I have to figure out how to rebudget my time. But when I get stressed, honestly, and honestly, my stress has been, the last few months, way over the top. I mean, seriously over the top, but I cannot talk to you about that. I wish I could, but I can't. So I've just basically been closing myself off. I mean, I've been doing what I call the minimum. Honestly, I've been just doing the minimum to get through my day. And for me, when I'm unhappy, I'm stressed, I'm fearful, I feel lack, that's what really can get me. If I feel lack in purpose, lack of time, lack of goals, lack of love, that's when I close myself off. And I had to go back to my lists, because that for me is a solace, a safety thing for me. I love checking off my list. It's probably endorphins. It probably is like, whew, check off that list. It's probably one of those things that for me to keep me on track. And for you, it could be other things. You just have to figure out what it is that is making you not as productive, not as whole as what you should be. So for me, it's making a list. I did cancel my other 2 YouTube channels, so you guys probably know that I've gotten messages of, hey, I can't find your fused glass channel. That's because I only want one channel. One channel is enough for me right now. Maybe sometime in the future I will go back to that, but I can always put some of my fused glass here because that's part of my homesteading life. I did cancel other social medias though. It takes a lot of your time. It can just drag you in there. You know, you check one thing and then pretty soon it's 15 minutes later. It's a half hour later. It's an hour later. And for what? It's just not productive for me. It's not something I want to do. I'm really watching how much I'm on my phone and how much I'm on my computer. I literally, instead of just putting my computer to sleep when I go to do something, I'm shutting it off, which makes me have to go through the whole process of turning it back on which is probably a minute and a half longer than visit sleep, but it's just psychological. You know, for me, that's what I need to do. But maybe you have gone through those cycles that you've felt like, you know, you look over the last week or the last month and you go, man, I wasted a lot of time. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. I like goals. Plain and simple, I like goals, and I have not been making my goals that I should be. And so I am rebudgeting my time. I seriously got myself a notebook, and I'm writing everything that I'm doing during the day. I'm checking it off. If I end up doing other things, I write that in there because I'm going to keep that journal to watch and see how I'm improving. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on a piece of paper, however it works for you. Now, you may not be a list person like me, but you find what works for you. Really just look over the next week. How are you spending your time? Do you need to rebudget your time? Have you been wasting too much time? In America, it's very easy to waste time because we have an easy life for the most part. I mean, it can be tough and it can be stressful and it can be all those things. But when I look around to other parts of the world, we have an easy life. And I want to be grateful for that. And I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. So I've been reading some very inspirational books on tape because I can do stuff while I'm listening to it. Most of them I play probably 3 or 4 times if I find them good, because when you're doing stuff and you're listening, you miss parts. And so that is helpful for me. And it's really made me think, made me do more mantras. A mantra is something you say to yourself. Like one of the things I say to myself every day is, by day and by night, I'm prosperous in all that I do. I say, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, all cells are renewing, my organs are functioning the way they should be, and I am strong and healthy. Those are mantras that I say every day. And when I make sure that I'm saying them, before I go to bed, when I wake up in the morning, if I think of it during the day, it inspires me. I think it makes the universe move. So perhaps this week you need to rebudget your time. Maybe this video helps you in some small way. Sometimes when you just talk it out, it helps. So that's why I decided to do this video, to talk it out. This is Sandi, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. I will see you next time.